Hello, it's Leslie here. So another lens I got is this 85mm AFS lens. I bought this because the reviews were really good and it was sharp and not too much distortion and low light lens. But I haven't actually used it much because for me it's too long on my DX camera. It's just, I don't do really portrait photography at the moment, so I'd like to maybe, but I don't do it, and it's a bit too long. It is way too long for street photography type of stuff, so I don't use it all that much. I'm looking forward to using it on FX because it'll be shorter equivalent lens, but it's kind of a bit bigger than the other lenses I'm used to, a bit heavier as well, which is not so nice. So every time I think about getting a bigger lens, I remember this one and how I don't often take it out much. So I bought this one. Now you might think, well, I've got this lens here, and you'd probably think, well, I'd get the 35mm ED version for FX. But I actually didn't do that. I didn't buy the equivalent 35mm. I ended up buying the AFD instead because this one's a lot smaller. So, I don't just buy to have a pattern of lenses. I found, I can understand why telephoto lenses are really big, but I haven't got used to the idea that wide angle lenses should be equally as big. So I wasn't that convinced with the 35mm ED. Not with the image quality, it's just the size of it, right? That'd be alright if I had money to burn and I wanted to just do, like, for example, videos like these. In future I'll be doing them with my camera. Yeah, that's fine. I'd buy that lens then for that. But for street photography, I thought, which is the main use, that lens is too long in terms of length, like this, the length of it for me. So it wasn't so much the weight, but I just looked at it and thought, that sticks out from the camera too far. It just, especially put it on FX camera, it doesn't look right for me to do street photography with that lens. So I didn't end up buying the 35mm ED. I had the DX version, which it was okay. People rave about it. It's okay. But I thought the build quality was a bit low, and I didn't like the fact that it didn't have any distance scale on it. So you couldn't zone focus on it. So, whereas this one, you can. So, that was my lens choice there. In the future, I might well go ahead and buy the AFS one, the 35mm. But I try to sort of think about each lens on its own merits, and I don't even have a system for choosing lenses. It just, I think, well, with the 85, it's actually lighter than the predecessor. So that was one thing, it was lighter. And I didn't really need, for this 85, I didn't really need manual focusing, because when you're longer, it's harder to manual focus. When you go to longer focal lengths, it's harder to manual focus, and I don't do it. So I thought, I'm just going to get this one. That's my horse. He wants feeding. So anyway, I don't have all AFS lenses and I don't have all AFD lenses. I have a bit of a mix. I prefer smaller ones, physically smaller, but again, I didn't buy the 85mm AFD because it's not that much smaller. I just didn't think it was going to make much difference at the long end. But see, this is the other thing I wanted to talk about. you know, the shorter the focal length, the closer you have to stand to people, right? And then the more it matters whether it's a pancake lens or not. If you're, you know, 5 meters away from somebody taking a photo, it doesn't matter too much about whether it looks like this or this or this, you know. And people don't notice it as much as if you're only 2 meters away, then the size is important, right? That's what I've noticed with street photography anyway. So anyway, so that's my, it's not so much a lens review, it's just saying why I bought one lens and not the other. Anyway, I'm happy with both, but I'm really looking forward to trying this out on an FX camera because it's wasted on my DX camera. It's too long. I don't ever use it. Yeah. Alright, well, that's all from me today. Thank you for watching. Bye.